the 1-4 matchup this morning, Gary. I'll tell you one thing about these two teams, both of them at school fair.
They sure do. There's a lot of people here supporting these teams. They're very close to the Graphical area.
And Adelphia Network 9 presents high school basketball. Boys Class D quarters continue. Live from the Augusta Civic Center, I'm Bob West. To my right, John Coughlin. To my left is Rob Munting and Gary Belanger, the 4-5 matchup. We've seen them. They have been the closest games in the tournament so far, Robbie.
Well, that's what you expect. That's why they're 4-5 in a very competitive situation.
You are a wizard, you know that?
Yes, absolutely. Hard to believe, huh? Listen, I want to tell you about Islesboro. They came over on the ferry last night, stayed overnight. So if you're worried about how did they get here this morning with all that, we're going to get the story on the story with Tom Boldick, the principal at Islesboro, an old teammate of John Coughlin and mine at UMaine Orono.
And Gary Belanger, if you look at Kents Hill, this is a team that brings. We talked about the fan support in the previous Hyde game. Same thing applies for Kents Hill.
Yeah, they come here with a large amount of people here to support them. The interesting thing about this 4-5 matchup is you got teams that don't know anything about each other, and that's what's going to make this an interesting game.
Let's talk about that, John Coughlin. Sometimes 4-5, they've played each other a couple of times during the season. In this case, that has not happened.
Well, typically when you have teams that haven't played each other, the most important thing is making adjustments during the game. Both these teams like to push it up and down the court, and what they're trying to say is, we can score more points than you. You won't see an awful lot of defense, Bob, and what it comes down to is who takes care of the basketball the best.
We normally talk to the coaches. We've been alerted that they don't have the time for that with us, so we'll continue to talk here about tournament basketball here for a minute, and specifically this matchup here. You have a Kents Hill team where some of the players are from the area, some are not. How does that affect you as the crowd goes? Does it matter?
Well, I think what's happened here at Kents Hill, and it's nice to see in the last 2 or 3 years, is that they have every student. And I believe last year there was one student who was homesick. There was an article
who did not come to the game.
Right. But I think they've chosen this year to make sure everybody gets here. And, you know, it doesn't matter where they come from because that's good student body reaction.
And sometimes that's an important six-man. For Islesboro, they came in yesterday. They slept in a strange surroundings last night. But as I was talking to Bob Whitetalk last game, that's not abnormal to them. They're used to coming in a day early.
You know, they go by the tides, Bob. And, you know, when we were talking to Tommy Boldick before, I didn't realize, but that school only has 37 students.
Really?
Can you imagine 37 students and the entire girls' basketball team, is the cheering squad. So the cheerleaders you see here today is the girls' basketball team.
So they will be here, and so will the boys, and we'll be back with more pregame activity on Adelphia 9 right after this.
Bankruptcy, repossessions? Are you tired of driving old, high-mileage used cars? At Charlie Special Credit and Public Wholesale, you may qualify for a brand-new vehicle. That's right, a brand-new vehicle. Credit problems are no problem. Here at Charlie Special Credit and Public Wholesale, we specialize in getting you an affordable, reliable vehicle. Also, our public wholesale lot allows you to buy as-is, where-is with cars as low as $500. Charlie Special Credit and Public Wholesale, Western Avenue, Augusta. Call 1-800-346-CREDIT.
Welcome to the Kennel Shop Animal Care Pet Supercenters. You might be surprised to learn we don't sell puppies. We believe it's in your best interest to refer you to professional breeders or your local humane society, our partners in responsible pet ownership. Come in and meet any of our friendly pet care assistants. You'll see everything we sell is here to make life the best it can be for the pet you love. At the Kennel Shop, caring for pets is our only business.
Another year has passed, and many things have changed. Autumn and Mateo are growing bigger by the day, and I've had the pleasure of meeting so many of our loyal Wingate Lathe customers.
However, some things will never change, like our friendly, helpful office staff.
And our crew of trained service and delivery professionals who make sure that your heating system continues to operate trouble-free.
Discover the warmth and comfort of oil heat at Wingate Lathe, we are still a family business that cares about your family.
Technology is amazing, but we at Adelphia will never be blinded by its brilliance as long as we keep sight of our objective, your complete satisfaction. Our representatives are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, working hard towards our goal of 100% customer satisfaction. We also stand behind our on-time guarantee. If we're late for an installation, it's free. So whenever you need us, we'll be there for you. Adelphia, your link for everything.
And down here on floor side, Don Bumpus, let's take a look at that game that we just broadcast in case some people are just in from their shopping this morning. And certainly the seed's held up with Wyndham Christian, the 7th seed, not being able to hold up.
The seed is holding up. I talked to Dave Monahan as he was going out the door, and he's the coach of the North Yarmouth Academy game, which I hope you saw earlier. And I said, I think you've got a better balanced team this year. He says, I do believe that I have a better balanced team, but whether we can keep up with Hyde is another question. And I think we saw the power of the Hyde Phoenix today in the earlier game. They are big on the inside with Sheriff Moore. He is very good, and they can hit those perimeter shots. They were knocking down threes there to beat the band with Mina outside running the floor and Joya from the corners. They are going to be very, very tough. So you look for the matchup. We've always looked for the matchup of Valley High of Bingham against the Hyde Phoenix, but I'm not counting out the North Yarmouth Academy Panthers, and you really can't count out Kents Hill. They've got some tournament experience, and they're going to go in just a moment here against Islesboro.
Don, you mentioned Mina. You know, he scored 20 first-half points, 4 threes, and did not score. Remember, he hurt his hand there early on in the second half, went out for a stretch of time, and by then the game was pretty much in the bag. Coach Tom Bragg didn't really put him back in there for many more quality minutes.
Well, Robbie, I think he's a quality player. He's a senior. He's got experience out here. He played a very big role last year in a very tough situation because they had the disciplinary problems on the Hyde School team. They came here in the first game, the quarterfinal round, with only 7 players. They got it back together, but like the newspaper said this morning, we give credit to the Central Maine newspapers for a lot of the information. They did not have the chemistry. This year, I think they've got the chemistry. I think it's a toss-up in Class D, although everybody's looking at Valley as the heir apparent for the three-peat. I think now, let's go back upstairs. Bob West and John Coughlin are standing by. Bob and John.
Thank you, gentlemen. About 3 minutes to go before this one. Islesboro, Don Shan, the coach there, Alec Newell, the coach at Kents Hill. And the 5-4 matchup, we'll take a look momentarily at the tournament tree, give you an idea of how they got there, John Coughlin. And this 4-5 matchup, you never know, especially when two teams haven't played each other.
Well, the other thing you don't know, Bob, is obviously they're going to play the #1 school. That probably is going to be Valley. I would imagine Valley's going to advance.
Do you think?
And there we see
and that's in this bracket, too.
And the 4-5 matchup is obviously the top pairing that we see. But they'll play Valley. And again, I mean, if a team gets caught in this first round and they go on, you never know what happens in that second round. Typically in a tournament tree, the team that ultimately gets to the far right-hand side has one very difficult game.
As you look at the bottom of the tree, Hyde has moved along, and so has NYA, so that one in that semi is set.
That's going to be a great game.
That is going to be a great game.
That's going to be a great game.
And we will get the rest of the pairings as this day goes on here from the Augusta Civic Center. A lot of three-pointers in the game last game, almost setting a record, John.
Well, absolutely. And, you know, both teams had quality players, and the three-point shot, especially in tournaments, Bob, leads to a lot of excitement and a lot of points.
Highlighting some of our upcoming games after this one, just to give you an idea of as the day goes on, Valley will take on Averill at 2:30. Gorham will take on Lake Region at 4:30. Falmouth Lincoln Academy boys at 7:15 tonight as we turn our attention back to Class B. And Gorham and Lake Region boys at 8:45. So that's our day's activity. And then, of course, we're here Monday and Tuesday as well for more activity here on Adelphia United as we're bringing you the entire quarterfinal round of the Class B, C, and D tournament from the Augusta Civic Center. And I was talking to Bob Whitetalk about some missing things. And, John, one of those things missing is Erskine. It doesn't seem like the tournament here in Augusta without seeing the folks from Erskine here.
I mean, we're missing the towel, Scott Corey and
right.
The towel. I mean, that obviously. And we wish both Erskine boys and Erskine girls a lot of luck. They may be watching these broadcasts in Bangor, and we hope that they proceed very nicely.
This one is about ready to tip off here this morning, and I say this morning, it is 12:30 in the afternoon, but this is the final morning session game. Let's go downstairs. Dick Lorenz has the
Good
starting
afternoon,
lineups.
ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Augusta Civic Center for the last game of the morning session. The Class D boys quarterfinal game has Kent Hill School, the visitors, in their dark uniforms. Islesboro High School, the home team, in their light uniforms. The officials are Mike Deloise, Toby Nelson, and Charlie Prey. The scorers, Jim Giroux, timer Al Card, and on the clock, Rolly St. Pierre. Before the starting lineups, we'd like to introduce all the team members. First for Kent Hill. Number 4, Anthony Graves. Number 12, Patrick Keating. Number 15, Jim Alt. 24, Clayton McBean. 32, Heath Carey. Number 40, Elaine Ducheman. And number 51, Josh Jenkins. For Alborough, number 4, Tim Zakowski. Number 15, Ben Roberts. 22, Ken Frank. 25, Rory Diffin. The starting lineup for Kent Hill at forward, number 25, 6-foot junior, Ben Teal. At forward for Islesboro, number 10, 5'10" freshman, John Baldock. Forward, 21, 6'3" junior, Parker Souls. At forward, number 24, 5'11", junior, Ryan Grindle. At center for Kent Hill, wearing number 55, 6'3" junior, In-Ho Jang. At center for Islesboro, number 54, 6'1" junior, Andrew Leach. At guard, number 33, 5'7" sophomore, Scott Mitchell. Guard, number 21, 6'3" junior, Alec Miller. At guard, number 3, 5'7" senior, Ben Sylvia. And at guard, number 13, 5'10" senior, Ian Gallant. Coaching Kent Hill, Al Newell. Coaching Islesboro, Don Shan.
We will get the story behind the story on there. They have now a new transportation situation from Islesboro. They don't have to time their departures and arrivals around the State Fair any longer.
I understand they have their own, what do they call it?
Private bus or something.
It's not a bus. How the heck would it be a bus?
I don't know. Private ferry bus.
Okay.
I was looking for hometowns here, and it's not listed on the Kent Hill eligibility roster that we received. So I was trying to see if any of these kids. Remember a couple of years ago we had a Gardner kid on the team. So
hey, when the cheerleaders were out forming the tunnel for the players to come out, do you realize that's at the half the school body right there?
Half the you mean the Islesboro? Yeah.
Yeah, the Islesboro population of students.
It will be In-Ho Jang against Alec Miller at center court.
Mike Deloise tossing the ball up.
And the tip is controlled by Kent Hill. I have a feeling about this one at the onset that this may be a more slow-paced, more methodical game than the two we've seen previously this morning, John.
They like to shoot it, and Islesboro opening up in a zone defense, a 2-1-2 zone.
As you said, the adjustment will be trying to adjust to a team that you haven't seen all season. Forced through traffic, won't go. The rebound pulled down by the Eagles, Alec Miller.
Kent Hill will start a man-to-man defense.
On the move is Gallant, stripped away. Ben Teal up off the glass and in, and Kent Hill draws first blood. 2-0. Ball loose on the floor. Kent Hill grabs it away. Scott Mitchell.
As the underdog, you certainly want to get off to a good start.
Well, as much of an underdog as you can be in the 5-4 matchup.
Well, you know, I think you look at this, though, and Islesboro has been here a lot.
So they're more comfortable with the floor. That's right. Out to Scott Mitchell. Mitchell out deep. Quite a pick between Ben Silva and his defender. We'll pick that up for you. A little banging going around at the early onset here.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Islesboro wants to push it. One of the things you look at, they've only got 4 kids on the bench.
Andrew Leach gives it up to Miller?
They've got to play a cerebral game because they don't have subs, Bob.
That's right.
I mean, they can't push it up and down.
That's usually a team that uses all their timeouts very well dispersed. They get used to doing that. It'll be Islesboro basketball.
Token pressure by Kent Hill.
One touch. That was nice. Outside three will not go. The rebound on the weak side. The only people there in the maroon Kent Hill uniforms.
Kent Hill will push it up. Nice job.
And they do push it up ahead. And get the basket from the other side to Parker Souls.
Parker Souls hiding along the baseline on the press breaker. Travel.
And the pass a little bit too fast. Travel is committed.
We have yet to see a female official here yet, Bob. We saw Robin Jewett downstairs.
We will see one today.
Is that why Robin is here?
At one of the games. There's the three from outside. That's Scott Mitchell.
Well, that opens up a 7-2 lead. Boy, those threes really, really create some excitement.
That three does not create any excitement on the Islesboro bench. That does.
I think you'd find, at this level, you find more three-point shots taken than at B and C. More wide open.
Kent Hill almost losing control of the ball, kicks it outside. Will they launch a three? Not with Gallant right in his face, he won't.
Well, they need to get the ball to the wings because they've got a smallish point guard out there.
Nice attempt by Bolduc to come up with the ball, loses it out of bounds. It'll be possession on the sideline for Kent Hill.
There you get a look at Kent Hill, coach. Islesboro has no hands up on defense, and that's making them kind of smallish.
Well, do you do that intentionally early to try to preserve some strength when you only have some energy, when you've only got four guys on the bench, John? How much can you put into it?
Well, they're 16 years old. They'll put in as much as they can. They should know. They're just not used to playing great defense, as we alluded to. They just like to push it up and down, Bob.
7-5 you score. Kent Hill in the lead. They've never trailed in the early going here. There's a scoop shot, won't go, and an over the back called, or is it underneath? It'll go underneath. It'll be whistled against Ian Gallant, his first personal.
Number 13, Gallant. Personal foul number 1, team foul number 1.
Talk about small. Here's you've got the roster over there, John. What's he listed at?
Well, he's listed at 5'7".
Right.
Parker Souls is listed at 6'3", and they certainly used his size to an advantage there.
Foul is on number 21, Miller. Personal foul number 1, team foul number 2.
We have that replay or not, Bob, but boy, I'll tell you, he certainly uses his body to shield the defender.
Miller picks up his first personal for Islesboro. Or rather, the other way around, I'm sorry. Souls picks up his first personal for Kent Hill. It is a 5-point lead now for the Huskies, who have the ball on the missed shot by Islesboro. Islesboro is getting one look at the basket and out, too.
Exactly, and they can't get the ball in a good scoring area.
There's a three.
This Kent Hill team was certainly ready for this zone defense.
And a timeout called by Mike Delois as the ball went.
Kent Hill's very accustomed to playing against this zone, Bob. They may have seen that a lot during the course of the season.
I don't think Islesboro has. It's slipping away at the early going here for the Eagles. They need something right here, and they'll get it, and maybe a three.
Outstanding move for Ryan Grindle. You see the coach Don Shan from the Islesboro Eagles. You know, every official that has to go and officiate at Islesboro loves that trip because they put them overnight, they feed them lobsters. It's a great time.
Another reason to become an official. I noticed a lot of banners up here at the Civic Center asking for new officials. They're promoting the upcoming class, and we'll try to talk to some of them about that as the week goes on.
Nice move.
Oh, he tried to dish it and get a little fancy and takes the extra step. Looks good on TV if you complete it, though, John.
Yeah, well, good defense that time on Islesboro. They clogged the middle very nicely.
Stolen away, Kent Hill with it.
He's
Jang
not
comes up with
5'7".
it.
There's no way he's 5'7".
No, there is not.
Well, 5'8". Sorry, they got him listed at 5'8", Bob.
That made me metric. Up and in.
Well, he can shoot it when he's 5'7" or 5'8".
Rob, get your tape measure out down there. What's your best guess on the floor? You've got a better vantage point than we have. Stolen away. Hold on a second, Robbie. Nice Converting move. For a little bit too strong, but look who's got the rebound. It's Mitchell. Pumps it over to the left side. They'll can it from there. No. And they push away. Rob, what do you see?
Well, the pace is not what Islesboro wants. I don't think they want to be into this kind of thing right here. And, Kent Hill's shooting pretty well here and getting second opportunities.
Yeah, we want you to measure 33 for us, though.
Well, we can't even see him.
33, red. He's listed 5'8" in the roster.
Oh, he's no 5'8". If he's 5'8", I'm 6'5".
Off the glass, won't go. Rebound pulled down. One look again and out. Teal with it. Teal's going to go coast to coast.
Nice
through
job.
The defenders. Up and won't get the roll. But the putback is up and in by Parker Souls. And Kent Hill is running away with it. A 9-point lead. 17-9. Stolen again. Ball still alive on the court. Now the Eagles come down with it.
Rob is definitely right. Islesboro does not want to get into this pace. They're tired already, Bob.
A little bit too strong. The putback will not roll. What do we? Okay.
Well,
so this player got poked in the eye, I think. Rob, what did you say?
Is that the Islesboro player, Bob?
Well, I was way down the other end here. I had a hard time seeing it, but they were really going all out here. As we take a look at the press row here that Mark Hoodlet's got for us on camera, that thing was torn off. The banner's torn down. We can see in underneath it. That was what one of the players going out of bounds tried to catch his balance and ripped it all down here.
Now, In-Ho Jang is going to have to sit down. I think he took a finger in the eye, John. That's what it looks like to me from here.
Yeah. Take a look if we can. If we can get the camera on the Islesboro kids, they're all tugging at shorts, hands on top of their heads. They're winded right now. And we're only 2/3 of the way through the first period.
It is a 17-8 lead for Kent Hill. They almost lose the ball, but remain in control. Teal with it to Sylvia into the ball game. Sylvia's shot is a little too strong. Rebound fought for, put back up and in.
Nice job.
That's Anthony Graves.
Coming in off the bench, Anthony Graves gets into the scoring.
The inbounds pass stolen away. It'll belong to Kent Hill. And Dan Shan needs a timeout here, John.
Needs it badly, Bob.
And he's going to take it right here.
Again, if the camera shows what's going on, these kids are tired. Kent Hill's pushing it right at him, Bob, and you can see him on the bench. They're in very difficult shape right now.
I believe this is a full timeout.
Take a look at the coach. I'll tell you, he's got a great-looking attitude there, having a good time with the kids.
Give us a chance to remind you, indoor soccer and field hockey start the week of March 26th at Suki Arena and Events Center in Winslow. Open to kids 5 years and up for leagues and teams. Call Suki Arena for more information at 872-5994 or watch for their ads in the Morning Sentinel and the Kennebec Journal.
John, you've made the point several times about some of these smaller schools will play in small gymnasiums. And when they get here to the Civic Center, this is a full-length floor.
Right.
And when you're talking about running up and down the length of the floor here, it could be a different experience for some of these smaller schools.
Well, the other thing, Rob, they slept in a different bed last night. The whole continuity's out.
Well, continuity there.
Jonathan Boulder. Rob, we got to find out if that's Tommy's son.
Well, I'm suspecting it is, and it's one of the questions I'll ask Tom Bolduc at halftime.
Sort of got the appearance.
You guys talking about halftime. We got 1:07 to go in the first quarter here. A three doesn't go. They keep it under the basket, though, alive. Up off the glass. Won't roll. Weak side rebound, and we're going to get an over-the-back foul whistled against the Huskies. It'll go on Parker Souls, and that is his second, John.
Right now, Islesboro is rebounding by accident. There's no box outs. There's no checkouts. You're going to see it right here. It just so happens that the ball comes off at an angle that an Islesboro rebounder is at.
They posted his first foul on the board.
This is
that's
trouble
the
here,
case.
Bob. And one if it goes.
Now he'll get two at the line. Will Souls.
Kent's Hill crowd really hasn't had to get in it too much, Bob.
Something will spark him up.
Fouls on number 10, Bolduc. Personal foul number 1. Team foul number 3.
Jonathan Bolduc picks up his first personal for Islesboro. It's their third team foul, each team with 3 apiece now. Here's Souls at the free throw line. First one is up and in.
Parker Souls on the night has 8 points.
It's 12:30 in the afternoon. Just thought I'd mention that to you.
We couldn't tell if it's dark outside or not.
I did go out and did a weather report, though. Last game, it's still kind of foggy.
I heard it's
out.
the storm of the century.
Yeah, he must have at least another tenth of an inch in the last 5 hours.
I heard they close school a week from now.
Kent's Hill for 3. Ben Teal and Souls, between the two of them, John, they are a
they're lighting
package,
up.
aren't they?
That's Ben Teal's second 3 of the game. Ooh.
Match that. As Gallant comes down and hits a 3. Makes it 23-13.
Gallant's second 3-pointer. They're hanging around, though, Bob. They're within striking distance, and that's all you can ask.
Well, they're the higher seed. They should be within striking distance. But again, we talked about how valid is that 4-5 matchup when teams don't see each other during the season. At the quarter, the buzzer sounds. Kent's Hill has opened up a 10-point lead, 23-13.
When you support your local public school, you strengthen your hometown. You attract new businesses. You increase property values. And you encourage kids to become nicer, harder working, more productive neighbors. Or, to put it another way, good schools equal good communities. Public schools work.
Looking at some of the team stats from the first quarter, John, they all belong to Kent's Hill. 8 for 21 from the field, 11 rebounds. Islesboro, 5 for 11 from the field, so half again as many shots. And only 5 rebounds, less than half as many rebounds.
Well, Kent's Hill certainly has the pace of the game in their favor.
And it would have counted were it to go. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. It'll be Ian Gallant stepping up.
But how many times in these Class D games, Bob, have we seen runs made when a team was completely dominating?
Last night was even in the B was a night of runs. Robbie, what did you hear between periods?
Well, I was in behind Islesboro, and what they're trying to do is get back into this thing. And they were talking about, let's get our focus back here, and let's chip away here a little bit at a time and get a good first possession, which they did. They went down, drove in. They're going to go to the foul line here.
The foul is whistled, against Patrick Keating, his first personal.
This kid's a good-looking shooter right here. Again, another left-handed shooter, Bob. I won't go there, but I'm telling you, every left-hand shooter in this tournament has a soft touch. Whoops.
Rebound, fought for. Teal brings it down over to the right side. Working around the perimeter a little bit. They're trying to find Graves inside, but Graves gives it up. Back to Teal.
Inho Jang is
There's
still...
Graves.
Oh, nice
rejected by Miller.
And Jang is still sitting on the bench with that injury.
I'm telling you, whatever that was.
They may need him very soon, Bob, because this isn't the same team with him sitting on the bench.
Maybe Robbie can check with not Fab, but John helping here, Robbie.
Fab.
No, it wasn't Fab that went over. Anyway. Outside for 3. Ben Teal.
What do we have for a Class D 3-point record?
This is D, isn't it?
D.
Mr. Belanger will be up on that, guaranteed. There's a reaching foul, and Ian Gallant commits a real bad second foul.
Well, it isn't the kind of foul you want.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Ball and
Bill is the name I was trying to come up with. I have it now.
Fouls on number 13,
trainer.
Galan.
Fab.
Personal foul
No,
number
we'll
2.
just get away from
All
it.
right.
Foul 4.
3.
Huh?
The ball wasn't in bounds 3 seconds.
Wow.
Good double right there. Nice move.
Shot not there. Kent Hill running it up the court. This is not the pace Islesboro wants.
They got the quarter break and came out strong, but
Kent Hill thinks about a 3. Working it inside to Graves. Up off the glass. Doesn't get the roll.
you see Islesboro will not push the ball back.
Well, they're going to take their time, bringing it up.
Well,
catch their wind. And
you know, one of the problems is that Islesboro only gets one kid as far as the basket every transition. The other 4 kids never get to the basket.
Fouls on number 12, cheating. Personal foul.
Jang will be coming. You'll see the replay here, and there's the reach by Kent Hill.
well, Jang's not coming back in.
No, I guess he's not. The Islesboro ball on the baseline.
Stripped away, but regained by Islesboro. They might as well take a, well, they're not going to take a 3. They're going to push it up and in and out of the cylinder. Tipped around, loose on the floor, brought up by Souls. Souls double team, puts it on the dribble. And Souls bullet passes into Shiraki, and Shiraki can't handle it.
The Kent Hill right now, I don't think you like what's happening in this quarter because there's too many holes in this game plan right now.
Well, it is a 3 to 3/4, so I mean, right now it's about as even as you can be.
But they're not playing with the same intensity, Bob, that they were in the first quarter.
That's because they had a 10-point lead, and sometimes teams are hard to.
Right.
Well, there's a 3. That'll give you some intensity. When they come out and it's so easy in the first quarter, it's hard to come out and play with the same aggression in the second quarter.
That's Teal. That's his 4th 3-pointer of the game.
Look at that.
Intensity now, Bob.
Look at that. That was Souls with the basket.
Yes.
Yeah. And again, Graves hits for 2. That's 4 points without Islesboro even getting it across center court.
That's an 8-0 run. Nice pass.
Here's 2 from Grindle.
Last basket by number 25, Griffin.
Time out on the court, 4:31 to go, first half. Want to remind you to plan your next party. What are you doing over there? Or event at the 1710 Sports Center, North Belfast Avenue in Augusta. They offer great candle and bowling and can make your next party or gathering an extra fun time. For bookings, call 622-1710. The Happening Sports Center is 1710 Sports Center, Route 3, North Belfast Avenue in Augusta. Let's look at some of those threes, John.
Well, there have been a wealth of them, and boy, I'll tell you, it really adds to tournament excitement when you see the 3-point shot. You know, the teams that can really launch the 3, and here's Kent Hill getting off to the start. But this whole game has been a 3-point shooting escapade. Every player can drain that, and we're seeing, I'm not sure, I've got us down for 9 3-pointers at this point.
Ryan Grindle just stripped the ball from Kent Hill.
Islesboro needs a couple of threes themselves, but they'll take that too.
They'll take what they can get right now. Breaks the run. Over to the right side. Still on the bench is In-Ho Jang. And I got to wonder how serious that pop in the eye was.
That was an ill-advised 3 look by Scott Mitchell.
Almost thrown
Nice
away
pass.
inside,
Great pass.
and there's a foul from Graves.
Great entry pass that time by Ryan Grindle.
It's the 16th foul on Kent Hill.
John Coughlin, I need to check something with you. Did you tell Tom Boulder to come down at halftime, or I'm going to have to go search him out, John?
I told him you'd be looking for him, Rob, and he should be somewhere behind the bench.
So he knows he's coming on at halftime,
yes.
then?
Absolutely.
Okay.
We've done your work for you again.
Hard to believe.
It's the most work John's done on the floor for 2 days.
We have him
free
pointed
throw
out.
shot is up and in.
He's up there somewhere, Robbie.
So the free throw goes in, makes it 33-23, the lead back to 10.
They're hanging around still, Bob.
It had been 13, now it's back to 10. Wow. Teal.
Another 2, Bob.
Was indeed.
Basket by Teal.
And a foul in the backcourt, and Teal just nods a affirmation to the official saying, yeah, we bumped, and it's nice to see a player think he fouled. So many times
I wish players had to go back to raising their hands.
So do I.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And I think it keeps control of the game, does away with faces. I think that
right.
I think that rule should be reinstituted.
They're so fussy about making the shirts be tucked in.
Right. Let's be consistent with this. I mean, acknowledge that you fouled, and what's the big deal? Why did they take that away?
When Teal did that, I think it was a great idea.
I think maybe.
I don't know the answer to that.
I think maybe the afterwards, after they raised their hand, they slapped it down. Maybe it was the reaction of the player.
Well, probably like me, when I raise my hand, my shirt comes untucked.
That's a real problem, Bob.
Maybe what happened.
I'll get you one of those extensions, Bob, that you...
Number 55, Jang.
Jang back into the ball game. Just into the ball game, picks up his second personal, so he may not be around long again. It's hard to sit on the bench when you're used to being a starter, John, for 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes.
Is. And this kid likes to run, and
and come back in and get in the flow of things quickly like that.
Nice move.
The dish, which I thought was going out of bounds, but that 5'8" reach of Scott Mitchell grabbed it.
That camera person has been hit 3 times.
Well, that's because he's not sitting in a very good place.
No. He's right there on the floor, and look at him.
Yeah.
Just saw a milestone in this tournament.
Which is?
Fab just got out of his chair and retrieved the ball.
You got to wake him up first, Robbie, to do that.
Over the right side for 3. Around won't go. The tip won't go. The rebound pulled down by Rory Diffin.
If you're Islesboro, your whole idea is to get this lead cut inside the 10 in the next 2:20. That'll do something towards it.
You want to win this quarter. You were outscored in the first quarter, 23-13, for the 10-point lead. They lob it in. Nice give. And the short shot, but the rebound is tied up, and they're going to get a foul on In-Ho Jang. That is his third. He'll have to sit again. Looked like a good jump ball.
Fouls on number 55, Jang.
So Graves will come back in off the bench. Jang will sit down again.
Diffin had the presence of mind on that to go up into a shooting action, so he will get 2 free throws.
He would have gotten 1-on-1 regardless. So Jang sits down. Also sitting down is Shiraki. Ben Sylvier checks into the ball game as well. You need those free throws in a game like this, John. It'll be Islesboro ball. And I don't know why Graves tried to save that.
And an opportunity to close with inside 10, Bob. Whole advantage for them.
You don't save that under your opponent's basket. I mean, that's just...
Wow.
No. There's an outside 3.
That'll light him up.
Ian Gallant scores from Captain Cody's.
There you go. And that's Gallant's third three-pointer.
Baseline. Dish out to Graves. Up, and there you go.
Nice roll there, Bob. Got people up.
You might say Graves is completing a mission impossible. Some people might get that.
I got it. I got it.
And a foul against Kents Hill will put Islesboro on the line to shoot 2, and they need these badly.
Yeah. Alec Newell is not real pleased with the defensive effort right now by Kents Hill. There's a lot of reaching and slapping, and he's not real pleased, and I'm sure he'll focus on that in the halftime locker room.
They're 5 for 9 from the free throw line, and that woe continues. 5 for 10 now. 50% free throw shooters usually spend the next practice on the line, don't they?
As long as there is a next practice.
Well, there may not be a next practice. The next practice will be in November.
Baseball.
Yeah.
I wonder if they play baseball in Islesboro.
No, because every time there's a home run, you lose the ball.
Oh, kiss that off the glass, big guy. Parker Souls.
So much for your lead into, it could still be single digits, but not by much here, John.
Nice pass.
Graves comes up with it, swats at it, comes away with it, feeds it up ahead to Souls. Souls has a one-on-one. Souls stops, gives it up to the trailing mid Teal. Teal, the fall away.
He can shoot it. He can shoot it.
It's a 13-point lead. That matches the biggest of the basketball game. So we've had an even quarter here. Islesboro probably will play for the last shot here at the 35-second mark of the half.
No, they got to take a good one. I mean, it doesn't have to necessarily be the last one. There's no really merit to taking the last one when you're trailing by 13.
And a foul whistled on Graves. His second personal. That will give Islesboro 2 shots at the free throw line.
Foul is on number 4, Graves. Personal foul number 2.
And this is what we were talking about. Alec Newell isn't real pleased with the defense. Once again, baseline drive was given.
Graves will come out. Grindle's first one is up and in. Graves is going to sit to prevent that third foul because he's in for Jang, who has the 3 fouls.
And there you see the drive by Grindle. Baseline drive that no one stepped up and took the baseline away.
Josh Jenkins steps in. So there's 2 valuable points that Islesboro needs badly, but plenty of time on the clock for Kents Hill to come down.
Guaranteed to go up into the locker room at least by 11.
Unless there's a steal here somewhere, and that's highly unlikely the way things have gone. 41-30, a 3-point shot will be short. The rebound is saved.
Oh, good.
Almost went there. Islesboro does have the ball, but will not get a shot off. So they did cut the lead, John, but only by 2. So if you had another 6 quarters, they could tie it. The score at half is Kents Hill Huskies 41, the Islesboro Eagles 30.
Ford Western Tire Company, the home of Cooper Tires, wants to remind you that with the changing seasons, it's time to think about your vehicle. Whether it's a tune-up, alignment, or time for a set of all-season Cooper tires, at Ford Western Tire Company, you'll find a friendly, courteous staff ready to answer any and all of your questions and eager to give you the best service at the best prices around. And don't forget, Tuesday is Ladies' Day. Ford Western Tire Company and Cooper Tires, a winning combination out to make your life a whole lot easier. Another year gone by, and again, it's tax time. For quality tax preparation, call Jack Skane. The Skanes have a family business with over 35 years' experience, ensuring your returns get the careful, personal attention you deserve. So, when you want to send the very least, call Jack Skane at 30 Bridge Street in Gardner for an appointment today.
For all your income tax needs, including the benefit of electronic filing, call for an appointment.
Another year has passed, and many things have changed. Autumn and Mateo are growing bigger by the day, and I've had the pleasure of meeting so many of our loyal Wingate Lathe customers.
However, some things will never change, like our friendly, helpful office staff.
And our crew of trained service and delivery professionals who make sure that your heating system continues to operate trouble-free.
Discover the warmth and comfort of oil heat. At Wingate Lathe, we are still a family business that cares about your family.
Adelphia puts premium entertainment right in your living room with HBO and Cinemax.
This month on HBO, Private Eye Nicolas Cage becomes obsessed with his latest case, 8mm. And stressed out gangster Robert De Niro turns to therapy. Analyze this. On Cinemax, terrorists attack New York City, The Siege. And Steven Spielberg takes us into the trenches of World War II, Saving Private Ryan. With these great hits and more, you'll find what you're looking for on Adelphia. Call now to find out about our special offers.
And welcome back to the Augusta Civic Center. Rob Munzing down here at Florside with Tom Bolduc, who's the athletic director at Islesboro. And Tom, we're chewing the fat off camera there a little bit. 37 students in the whole school.
That's correct. 37 9th through 12th graders. We have approximately a little over 100, 105 in the school. It's a K-12 format, and it's been fun. It's you know, people think we have 37, so it's tough to field teams and whatnot, but we have a high percentage of participation in the programs. Of those 37 in the high school, we have 20 playing basketball, so it's been a fun routine with them.
And you've got you've got a son playing here. Jonathan's a freshman, and your daughter's playing on the girls' team. So you've got a full basketball schedule that you're chasing back and forth.
Absolutely, we play a full schedule of 18 games. You know, with the format of not being able to just grab the bus and run, you know, it takes a little longer traveling. But we also use a taxi service, which we have when the ferry's unavailable, so we can come and go pretty much as a regular routine of any other school. So it's been a positive experience for 10 years. The program's been building. Obviously, our boys team this is our 4th year here in a row. 6 out of the last 10 years, and we actually, you know, won a game last year, which was our first win here, so it's been exciting.
This latest storm of the century, Tom, that we've got here, how did that change any plans that you made with Jay?
What we wanted to do is eliminate the anxiety of trying to get off the island this morning and traveling on the road. So we left yesterday at 1:30 on the ferry, and we bussed and traveled over with most of the contingency. We had about 15 rooms over here at the inn, and we relaxed last night, dinner, and watched a couple of ball games, and got up this morning for breakfast and came over to watch one of the games.
Well, what might seem out of the ordinary for us just becomes an ordinary type of travel that you have to do.
Absolutely. You do get used to the fact that it's going to take, you just add an hour on to the travel time, you know, to get on and off the island.
Well, great, Tom. I'm glad to see you again, and great luck for you down there at your endeavors, athletic director and coach down there.
Thank you, Rob. I hope this becomes a regular routine.
Well, we'll hope we're talking to you every year. Yeah, let's go back upstairs for more halftime activities.
Thank you, gentlemen. 5:24 to go in the halftime clock. I don't know why I said that. That's not important at all. That means absolutely nothing.
Playing for last shot.
Kent Hill leads Islesboro 41-30. Here's how they got there at halftime, Robert.
Well, for Tommy Boldic's Islesboro
or
Eagles.
John or Gary or Don. Or
Jonathan Bolduc had 2. Ian Gallant had 12. Alec Miller had 2. Ryan Grindle had 8. Rory Diffin had 6 for a total of 30. And for Kent Hill School, good balance, but with just 4 kids who scored. Anthony Graves had 6. Parker Souls had 12. Ben Teal led all scorers with 18. And Scott Mitchell had 5 for a total of 41.
Take a look at some of the highlights from that first half, John.
Well, there were many. Obviously, the three-point shooting, as we alluded to, and here you go right off the bat. You know, three-pointers raining in from everywhere, perimeter to perimeter, and Kent Hill can certainly shoot the ball, obviously with 41 points, and Ben Teal having 4. Great entry passes inside. Islesboro did come back, a few three-pointers of their own, but it certainly was the overall play of Kent Hill in the first half, inside and out, to open up 11-point lead at the end of the first half.
Looking at the team stats, Islesboro 10 for 21 from the field. Kent Hill 16 for 36. I mean, again, they're just going to the hoop more.
Both teams are shooting the ball well, Bob.
On the foul shooting edge, it is 8 for 13 for Islesboro and 2 for 3 for Kent Hill. Rebounds, 11 for Islesboro, 17 for Kent Hill. And turnovers, 8 for Islesboro and 4 for Kent Hill. So if you look at that, everywhere in the statistic column, Kent Hill is winning the battle, and they are on the scoreboard as well, 41-30. Gary Belanger's updating John Coughlin on that three-point thing we were asking about.
Kind of interesting that we were talking about the team three-point record, and that was set in the last game. Wyndham Christian had 9, and that broke the old,
in a losing battle.
In a losing battle, and that set the old went ahead of the old record, which was 8. But in this game, Kents Hill right now has 5, so they're on course of breaking that. And Ben Teal has 4 3-pointers, and the record is 6.
Kents Hill came running out, and can we look at the Islesboro bench?
Oh, my God. There's one girl over there giving a boy CPR.
They came out.
No.
Very flat. And they're just not even going to shoot around, John.
What is going on over there?
We're back with the second half, maybe, right after this.
Welcome to the Kennel Shop Animal Care Pet Supercenters. You might be surprised to learn we don't sell puppies. We believe it's in your best interest to refer you to professional breeders or your local humane society, our partners in responsible pet ownership. Come in and meet any of our friendly pet care assistants. You'll see everything we sell is here to make life the best it can be for the pet you love. At the Kennel Shop, caring for pets is our only business.
When you support your local public school, you strengthen your hometown. You attract new businesses. You increase property values. And you encourage kids to become nicer, harder working, more productive neighbors. Or, to put it another way, good schools equal good communities. Public schools work.
This is our home. We're retired.
Visiting all 50 states.
We drive 500 miles some days.
Usually more. So we really rely on our tires.
That's why we buy Kelly tires. Got them at Lee's Tire and Service.
Are you sure we're going the right way?
Kelly's last a long time.
And they can handle just about anything. Honey.
Now, if the guys at Lee's Tire and Service can just find us a Kelly's so we can make it to our last stop.
Hawaii.
Prepare to see something truly brilliant. The future's here, and it's brighter than ever. Adelphia has jumped light years ahead by investing in fiber optic and digital technologies, linking you to more of what you want. Soon, we'll be bringing you an extraordinary selection of services that simply connect you to your life and the world around you. But what's really amazing is, one company is bringing it all to light and to you. Adelphia, your link for everything.
There are certain indications, John, of teams, and I tell you, Islesboro came out so flat from the locker room. I think you're right. I think they're just exhausted, and they're not used to playing this intense level.
Well, I think that's probably what happens at every one of their games, is that they use the halftime as a true break, and they just sort of just lounge around.
That may very well be. Kents Hill came out. Crowd was up, applauding, standing. They will start the second half with Graves in there and Inho Jang on the bench with 3 fouls and I think a hurting eye. I really do. From the free throw line.
His eye's not hurting.
Ben Sylvia sees it.
That's Sylvia's first bucket of the game and extends the lead to 13.
That matches the biggest lead of the basketball game for either team. They'll try to counter a 3, not there. Graves comes down with a rebound.
Graves has done a good job on the boards ball.
He really has, in off the bench, getting a lot of time with Inho Jang hurt in the first half and now with the 3 fouls. The 3 won't go. Graves tries to come out with a rebound and is able to tip it away, and Kents Hill retains possession. And there's Graves hitting for 2.
6-foot junior, Anthony Graves.
Off the glass short, rebound into the hands of Mitchell.
5'8".
I want to take a yardstick to that guy, I'll tell you.
Just one?
Baseline. Kents Hill's having fun.
Yes, they are. I mean,
you can tell on the faces. Graves puts it up, gets it. Oh, it doesn't get it.
How did that not go
How
down?
did that roll through and not go? The arrow points to Islesboro.
Half of that ball was down. You know what I like here? I like the attitude of the Islesboro coach, Coach Shan. He's having fun, too. This is his last game of the season, and it doesn't matter. He's still having fun over there. Supporting the kids, having a good time. You know, I think when you live out on the island, Bob, it's got to be a little bit of different approach to basketball, don't you?
I think it does.
I mean, there are other things when you live out there.
$6:19 to go, third quarter.
This will be baseline ball for Kents Hill.
Bolduc picks up his second personal.
Watch for Graves coming back to the ball.
Out deep.
Tough
Free
shot.
throw line.
Tough shot.
They can it. The lead now is 17. That is the biggest of the basketball game.
This Teal kid could be one of the best shooters in this tournament.
See, sometimes with the private schools like at Kents Hill, you don't hear a lot about them during the season.
Well, exactly.
They don't play
right.
a lot of competition locally.
That's right.
They play the Hebrons of the world and the MCIs.
Typically, the only thing that gets in the media is their box scores. I mean, you don't hear an awful lot about these
Right.
people.
Rejected back into the hands of Islesboro.
And again, that's the nature of the school, Bob. I mean,
stripped away nicely by Grindle. Grindle, and he'll draw the foul.
To finish that thought, you know, crowd support is less. I mean, you're not getting the TV exposure.
Sylvia can't believe he makes the foul.
No question about that.
There's a perfect example of why you should have to put your hand up, John.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. Perhaps it was thought to be demeaning, where you brought a lot of attention to yourself.
I have to ask that question to someone who would know the answer.
Who might that be?
Well, one of the officials. I will make that.
Ask one of the gurus down there.
I will make that my effort. Yes, I will.
You know, Mr. Halliday or Mr. Webb.
I think we're getting replaced. We're getting fired at halftime. No, okay, making sure. When the big guy shows up, you got to wonder. (47-32). Rob, I'm sorry we didn't come to you at halftime, and then I noticed you were down there making your plans for later on in the day. So, what are you seeing downstairs?
Well, this thing's starting to get away a little bit, I think, from Islesboro. And part of it's the depth. Look at their roster. They've only got one senior on the roster. They've got 3 or 4 freshmen on the roster. But what they do have is a tradition of coming here every single year. They've been able to maintain that. And that's important for the continuity of a program. When they get the young kids and they get in here, even as freshmen, they get used to coming here every year.
Right. They're getting forced to take threes. They're short, and there's a foul, I believe, on Graves.
Rob, don't you think, though, coming here is more like a summer vacation trip for them, though, rather than true competition? As the other schools might be thinking
I don't think anybody got a tan, but...
The foul was whistled on Graves. It is his third. No one did get a tan. You're absolutely right. Look at that. Just give me the ball. Whoops. Keating with it. Over to the right side to Souls. Souls drives.
Tough move.
Hits it.
Parker Souls with his 14th point of the afternoon.
And a foul. None of them ever believed they commit a foul.
Well, Scott Mitchell better be careful, because not only will the headmaster of the school get on him, but the official may burn him quickly.
Rob, there comes your next halftime interview behind you, the Husky. You know your counterpart would do it.
I wouldn't know where to put the microphone. This, I just want to point out, you remember the great teams Winthrop had. R.J. Jenkins, a big part of their state championship efforts. He's one of the assistant coaches here. He's assistant coach for Kents Hill.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes.
A couple of looks at the basket, it won't go. And a foul is whistled, I believe, on Grindle through all of that.
You know, you talk about small floors. If you've never been out to Kents Hill and seen their current gym, that's one of the smallest gyms in the state.
But are they going to have a facility?
But it is going to change quickly.
Ice and Basketball.
Not in the gym.
No.
But they will have a new full-size gymnasium.
But they're also talking ice arena.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
You knew that. You're just trying to be picky.
No, the ice isn't going to be on the gym floor.
Oh, what you're saying is not going to be one of those transferable floors
No.
like at the Cumberland County Civic
Right.
Center. I understand that.
You know, and Kents Hill football is on the rise, too. Brian
Yes.
Dunphy did a terrific job out there this past fall. He's got that program back up.
I don't know how that went in.
Well, Souls can certainly hit some acrobatic shots.
Explain that one to me. Souls back defensively.
That was a 360 you saw in the NBA game.
Something away from the play by Mike DeLois.
Mike DeLois has the most nonchalant whistle that there is. Look, he's got a certain way about his calls you gotta love. Doesn't get too excited. Doesn't blow the whistle very loud. Takes charge.
Foul whistled on Scott Mitchell, his third. He will sit down on the bench for a few moments.
And yes, Mike DeLois would know who Leroy Rand is.
Shiraki, we're not going there again today. Shiraki will come in to replace him. What a great day of basketball here at the Civic Center. Crowds are starting to pick up a little bit. The afternoon sessions and the night sessions. We'll start to draw some folks.
Plenty of good seats available, though.
Monday's a good day, though.
Yeah,
The matchups Monday are just really
plus
good.
We get some of the local teams.
Right,
in,
that's what I'm saying. So that'll bring more people in.
Yeah.
Well, they're all here from Islesboro, every single one of them. They just walked the island.
Always thought this would be a good day to rob the bank there. And I got a beautiful alibi. I'm always here. So nobody ever think it was me.
Where Burt Reynolds, is he, or Travolta, are they down there? Or is that Bob?
I
It's
don't
one
buy.
of them. Is it Islesboro?
I don't buy the National Enquirer every week. I have no idea.
I'd worry about your getaway ability, Bob.
Yes. Islesboro is 0 for 8 from the field this quarter, John.
That's why there's a 21-point lead right now, obviously.
That would have something to do with it.
Islesboro has 4 points, all from the free throw line.
The kids on the court are not giving up. Do you see the defense Galan is putting up? I mean, he's just all over Kents Hill.
I'm anxious to see the other freshmen on that Islesboro team, to see them get in the ball game, too. What a unique time that'll be for them.
Well, they will be probably in the fourth quarter. Sort this one out. I believe it'll be going on Souls.
But, I mean, to round out that team.
I mean, Souls will be shooting. I'm sorry, John, go ahead.
To round out that team on the Islesboro bench, if we can get a shot at the Islesboro bench, there are probably kids on that bench who have very little varsity playing time, and they're going to get into a tournament game here at the Augusta Civic Center.
Who's the foul on? I don't have an Islesboro number 2. Do we have a 2?
No. #21, Bob. That foul is on number 21. Parker Souls.
And falling and slipping is Andrew Leach. And Leach is
a little bit of an embarrassing situation.
Yeah, it is. And he's getting razzed rather nicely by the Kents Hill fans.
So they're still in the running for the Sportsmanship Award?
You can razz, you can't boo.
I see.
57-35.
Ryan Grindle
36.
breaks the scoring drought from the floor. Nice shot.
That is an outside shot that goes in from Shiraki.
Seems like Shiraki is a crowd favorite. They seem to like him an awful lot. Look out.
Tied up, and we will go to the arrows.
Look at the Husky back there. He's making the calls behind the official.
March it up the other way, will the Huskies, and they're not taking care of the ball right now.
No.
That can't make Alec Newell or anyone on that bench happy.
With a 23-point lead,
Right.
you're probably going to see 5 new people playing this fourth period because this is getting sloppy and they're developing habits that they don't want to have.
Bounce pass up to Teal. Teal's fall away. He has been impressive. What's he got, John?
He now has 22 points.
22 of the 61 belong to Teal.
And he's an outstanding-looking shooter.
Kent's-Hill defensively pokes it out of bounds. Miller gets a hand on it. It'll still belong to Islesboro. This is a 2. If it goes, it doesn't. He gets his own rebound, crashes the boards, and gets the ball outside to Bolduc. He goes through, and it may be Graves.
The winner of this game, Bob, will take on the 1-8 winner, which perhaps could be Valley. I'm anxious to watch that Valley team.
Anthony Graves picks up his 4th personal foul. He will probably go for the next minute 9 of this quarter and not come out to start the 4th. Well, he's not even going to go the rest of the quarter. Josh Jenkins will come in. One more shot at the line for Islesboro. Busy day in high school athletics today. You got wrestling championships going on. You got this activity here. You got the final Class B and A hockey games tonight.
You've got the A swimming going on.
The swimming is going on today. The Eastern Maid tournament at the Mecca. This is a big Saturday.
Teal hit that one. Well,
he did.
That's his 5th.
And the record is?
6.
There's a Grindle 3. The problem is Teal's not going to be in there much in the 4th quarter,
Right.
John, to come up with that
He's got
record.
an opportunity to tie it here.
Well, there's a travel call.
The record for individual in a game, which is 6.
Richmond player?
Richmond, Jeff Bodge.
I thought
Jason Douglas from Buckfield and Rusty Williams from Buckfield.
I remember the Bodge game.
I do too.
Wow. Well, that's got to be a foul. And a little frustration on Gallant, and I'll tell you, that's more frustration than it is hustle.
Well, certainly you'd like to see Teal have an opportunity to crack into the record book as well. And he's going to get the ball if they see him.
This is Jenkins. Shot won't go. Rebound to Islesboro.
Slippery spot over there, Bob.
Off the glass and in as we conclude the 3rd quarter. That makes it 64-41. Kent's-Hill seemingly in control. We're back with the 4th and final quarter after this.
Hi, I'm Ray Haskell of Charlie's Motor Mall. For years you've heard how we're the largest volume dealership in the state. But did you also know we have an award-winning service department? And our parts department stocks nearly $1 million worth of inventory at all times. Our high-tech, state-of-the-art body shop uses nothing but quality DuPont paints and finishes. You can buy a car anywhere, but when you buy a car at Charlie's, you get the peace of mind that there are nearly 150 factory-trained professionals to ensure that you get great service after the sale.
Looking at the team stats again, it just continues to mushroom under the Kent's-Hill side. 25 for 52 from the field, so just a tad under 50%, which is pretty good shooting from the field.
Excellent.
13 for 34 for Islesboro, and the rebounds 25 to 17 in favor of Kent's-Hill. Now who's out there?
Well,
In-Ho Jang is back out there.
We haven't made many substitutions, Bob. That won't last much longer.
And this could be a long 4th quarter.
Well, obviously, if you can't sell, you don't want any injuries, especially with Valley coming up.
Rob, what'd you hear? I know. What'd you hear downstairs?
Personal foul number 1. Team foul 5.
All right, I guess we've lost Robbie.
Well, I'm down here. I've got the latest weather report. Dave Hand, who just took over camera, said We've had another 100th inch of snow in this latest storm. More at 6.
Yeah, yeah, right. And then more at 11, and then more at 6 in the morning. I don't know if you noticed or not, but tournament director Bob Wytalk has Jim Crocker's Storm Center sweater on today.
I think, well, yeah, and Bob Wytalk, what he can do is he can intimidate the storms, you know. They say 12 inches. He gets those things knocked down to about 4 inches just by staring at them.
He plea bargains them down. Kents Hill seemingly in control, rolling on this last 8 minutes of basketball here. Let's see what Islesboro has left in their bag of tricks, John. There's a steal. Yeah, so take that. I want it back, says Teal.
Come on, Coach. I want to see those young freshmen from
Now, what's Teal need? One more for?
He needs one more
to tie the record.
I can't believe that anybody knows that over there. That isn't something.
No, Rob needs to go tell him again, like he did Richmond 5 years ago. Oh, that was funny.
Well, I had some ties there.
Yeah, that's a little closer tie for you. That's right.
Now there's the Islesboro cheerleaders again, who double as the girls basketball team.
Well, I can't see the monitor. You've made me move over. We're training John's daughter, Mary Beth Coughlin, on the ins and outs of broadcasting. She'll be joining us Monday for some of the games. I want to welcome her on board. There's a strip and a rejection.
This could be a jam.
This is Miller.
Oh, shoot.
From behind comes Silver to strip it away. They'll lose it out of bounds.
Whoa!
Whoa, wow. How do you let him get away from that with that right in front of you?
Well, it was not meant to be an emotional display. I guess you got to read it and think about it, and see it, think it, then call it.
It's a 5-on-4. One of the Islesboro players still way back in the backcourt.
They do that a lot. Get in there.
There's a 3. It will not go.
Bob, I think Scott Mitchell's grown an inch in this game. I got to agree. He's up to 5'8".
Rebound up and in. That's Ken Frank, I believe.
Yeah, that's Ken's first basket of the game. Ken's pumped up now.
And the ball is kicked. It still will belong to the Huskies.
The hardest thing in the world is to officiate a game such as
like this. Yes.
You know, the officials are wondering, am I going to advance? They're trying to do a good job because their rating depends upon whether they will advance.
Almost as hard as broadcasting a game like this, Mr. C.
Yes.
Well, we're sure to advance. We're doing them all.
Yeah. I get the next one off, guys. So I'm going to stay at the buffet while you guys hurry back for the next game. I had that planned pretty good, huh? 64-43. Here's an outside 3. That's short off the front of the iron. Nice rebound pulled down, but 25 took it from 25. Yes. Said, I'd rather have it.
Come on, Teal, launch that 3. Once again, one more 3.
We'll tie, right?
Ben Teal will tie a record.
That's a 2. Won't go anyway. It's a 2-0 quarter in favor of Islesboro.
Oh, here come the Islesboro freshmen.
That's the only scoring in this quarter.
We get a shot at them coming into the game. This got to be a nervous situation for them, but I'm sure an exciting situation. Coach is trying to tell them, you can do it.
And the whistle will allow the subs to come in. Tim Zlotkowski.
Yep.
Zlotkowski, I guess.
Jonathan Bolden.
Thank you.
Who's been in the game.
Yeah.
Ben Roberts.
Yeah, I could have said those names. He does look scared to death, doesn't he?
Yes,
Number 4.
Does.
He's got the ball, says, who can I get it to quickly?
Yeah.
Here, you take it.
This isn't phys ed class anymore.
But this is valuable court time for these players.
Well, that's why you have these tournaments, too. I mean, this is what it's all about. They're not going to be NBA players by any stretch.
Yeah, they're no match for souls. You can't hit. Now, you would think that eventually that Alec Newell would start putting his subs in, too.
I would hope so. I'm betting on Zlotkowski to hit a 3-pointer. What do you think? Give it to him.
And the ball to Bolduc.
They want him to get in there.
There's a three. Ben Roberts.
How come he didn't start? My goodness. Fans love that from Islesboro.
Sure they did.
They'll be happy on the boat going back.
In-Ho Jang takes extra steps he has not had since getting hurt in the first half, then getting the 3 fouls.
Hasn't been his day.
No, it has not. Now Kent Hill will start subbing some people in. Alain Dutchman will come in.
Shoot it. Shoot it. Oh. Sladkowski a little bit short on that one, Bob.
Up and in. The tip back by, is that Diffin?
That's Frank.
Frank. Thank you. We all know now.
You heard that downtown.
To the hoop, stripped away.
Hey, this second team is pretty exciting, Bob.
Bolduc is fouled on the way to the hoop. He'll shoot 2. The foul will go, I believe, on Gray. No, that's not Graves. That's Dutchman.
Fouls on number 40, Dutchman, personal foul number 1.
And for some reason, timeout is called. Give us a chance to remind you of our upcoming games here on Adelphia Network 9 today. Rest of our action, the first afternoon session will be Valley versus Averill boys. Rob Munzing and Don Bumpus calling that one for you. Then Gorham Lake Region, you and I paired back for that one, John. That's about 4:30.
Okay.
And tonight's sessions. Game I'm looking forward to, Falmouth against Lincoln Academy.
Yes.
And I'm on the floor for that one, which means I'm going to see a good angle of it.
Ben Howell's quite a player for
I'll join you upstairs for the Gorham and Lake Region boys game at 8:45. Monday, Valley Richmond and Greeley Lincoln Academy, York Wells, Freeport J, Winthrop Halldale. That should be a whale of a, at least crowd-wise.
Yep.
Dirigo Madison and Booth Bay Trape boys. Booth Bay will just kill them, don't you think?
Trape?
Yeah.
Booth Bay's got, I think, the best team in the state.
No, so do I. So do I.
And again, they've been without 2
Are you
starting
saying they
guards.
have no class? No, you didn't say
They've got
that.
all the class. Well, I'll tell you, that's a great team to watch. Jonathan Bolduc looking for his 3rd point of the night.
Does not get it. Rebound tipped into the hands of Miller. One of the starters for Kent Hill. No, actually, no, I'm sorry. That was Souls. Looking at the wrong side of my
Nice
sheet
pass.
here. That was a nice pass and a nice shot by Dutchman.
Yep. It's a thrill for him.
And
timeout by Islesboro.
oh, okay.
22nd, Bob.
No subs reporting in here.
Oh, the Islesboro kid
They didn't even know to come to the bench.
I don't know what they got to talk over at this juncture. I guess Islesboro is going to talk about, getting the ball to the younger kids and what time's high tide.
That's right.
You know what?
You've got players on the end of the bench taking their socks off already, Bob.
I'll tell you what that is. That was a timeout to allow some subs to be made if someone wanted to sub, but no one wanted to sub.
Meaning?
That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Well, if it was a TV timeout, we did a lousy job on
yes.
it.
Off the glass won't go. Rebound put back up, and the foul is called. Diffin will go to the line. Dutchman with the personal.
Fouls on number 40, Dutchman. Personal foul number 2. Personal foul number 8 at the line. Diffin. 2.
First one is up. Does not go in.
Rory Diffin on the afternoon. He has 8 points. Good job for this Islesboro team.
Our morning session will end with this one. We're going to do a very quick recap.
Very quick.
Take a quick break. Second floor, north side, I'm told.
I'll be there.
From the three-point line, it will not go. Miller. Adds another 2 to his personal package. That was, Souls, I'm sorry. I keep doing that with him. I don't know why.
20 points for Parker. Kents Hill staying in their 2-3 zone.
Stolen away by Dukesman. Loses it out of bounds. It'll belong to Islesboro. 1:47 to go now. Another sub off the bench.
You could have seen the expression on Ben Sylvia's face, who was down there for Kents Hill, had a wide open layup, but couldn't get the ball to him.
Clayton McBean will come in. The applause you hear is for Ben Teal, who will sit down. So much for your 3-point record, John.
Yeah, well, it'd be nice if he could hit that against Valley, Bob.
They will need some threes if they're going to beat Valley.
Yes, exactly. We're emptying the bench now.
And Josh Jenkins comes in, and Souls will sit down. He'll get a rousing applause.
Showed it.
Comes down to the final 90 seconds in this one. Inside off the glass and in.
He's a favorite.
Add Jenkins to the scoring column, or was he already there?
Yep, that's his first 2.
A 3 attempt will roll out of bounds. Now off the Kents Hill bench, Jim Alt comes in. Ben Sylvia sits down.
Well, they'll be happy in Reed Field tonight, Bob. For Kents Hill, not for Marana.
I was going to say, that's...
Oh!
There's a 3. Alt.
Where are we on this? 1, 2, 3. That's 7 on the team.
Here's a 3, won't go.
They need 2 more, which
and
they're not going to get. To tie the record as a team. Here's the rebound to Kents Hill. Jenkins with another rebound.
Closing in on 30 seconds. And this will not go, and the officials are letting it sort of play out, which is the right thing to do.
If you get the ball in the last minute, you don't see an awful lot of passes. You're going to shoot the ball. I'll tell you, if you can, you're going to shoot it.
And Kents Hill will advance.
Sladkowski set a screen.
I'm telling you.
What is this?
I don't know what this kid's doing.
He wants the last shot.
He got it.
He says, I'm going to take it.
Too bad it didn't go in. 73-49 the final. John, we're ready for your recap as soon as you are. The Kents Hill Huskies will advance. The number 5 seed, upsetting, if you will, the number 4 seed, although as we say that 5-4 is not that great. 29 for 62 from the field is Kents Hill. 16 for 47 is Islesboro.
Well, for Kents Hill, Ben Sylvia had 4, Anthony Graves with 10, Jim Alt with 3, Parker Sows with 20. Ben Teal had 25, leading all scorers. Issa Shiraki had 2. Scott Mitchell had 5. Alan Duchheim had 2. Josh Jenkins with 2 for a total of 73. For Islesboro, Jonathan Bolduc had 2. Ian Gallant 14. Ken Roberts had 3. Alec Miller had 2. Ken Frank had 4. Ryan Grindle had 14. Rory Diffin had 9. And Jordy Watson had 0.
So we take our break after the morning session. Back with more basketball this afternoon. Till then, goodbye from the Augusta Civic Center.
So this concludes the morning session. The hall will have to be cleared except for those that have ribbons. The tickets for the afternoon session will go on sale at 2 o'clock.
Gary, I'll tell you one thing about these two teams, both of them at school fair.
They sure do. There's a lot of people here supporting these teams. They're very close to the numbers in the travel areas.
Life a whole